Hi, welcome back to I don't know why I make these videos when all I get are rude comments, part 3, or otherwise known as the shorter title, Real Housewives of Orange County Recap, Episode 3. You might have noticed my better mic quality thanks to this little guy. I don't know what it's called. This brand. Got it for Amazon Prime. It was kind of a last minute little decision to get these, and it was well worth the money because these sound amazing and they're really good. The other little mics that I had don't work with my new phone, so had to get a new little mic thing. But yeah, like I said in my intro, thanks for watching and coming back and watching my videos and commenting on it. But I just have to say, like, I like reality TV. I don't really take it that seriously. Like, I understand there are real people involved. I send no hate to any of the people on these shows, and I'm also willing to put my face out there and say my opinions. Like, that's the whole point of me recapping the episode. These are just my initial opinions, and it's totally fine if you don't agree with them, but you can comment nicely and politely. You don't have to be rude about it. You can disagree with my takes, that's fine. That doesn't hurt my feelings, but just don't be rude about it. It's not that serious. It's reality TV. These are real people. I'm not sending them any hate, but I don't always agree with what they may do on a show, and that's fine. And you don't have to agree with what they do or do not do on the show. And you don't have to agree with what I'm doing. So chill out. This is just meant to be a little fun video series. It's not meant to be that serious. So when you think about commenting and stuff, just remember that. So they're real people. I'm also a real person. Surprise, surprise, I know. I'm not, somebody was commenting like Team Shannon and all that because they were mad about my take about Shannon. Like, I don't hate Shannon. Shannon is probably one of my favorite people on Orange County. So like, I don't hate Shannon. She messed up with her DUI. I think that is a very valid thing to say, but like, I don't hate Shannon. I don't hate any of them. I may not love them on the show, but I don't hate them. I realized I haven't been saying that in my last couple videos. I've said it in past videos where I've commented on, you know, celebrities and stuff. Let's all be chill, have fun. That's all I gotta say. That was my rant, my beginning rant to this video. But anyway, we are back for the Real Housewives of Orange County, episode 3. I don't have a whole lot to say this week for this episode, but I just got my little notes over here, and yeah, let's get into it. I've got my Waterloo, lemon lime Waterloo. So get your sparkling water and let's have fun. Let's chit chat. I'm just like delaying getting into this video. So if you don't know about my videos, I recap the episodes each week for Orange County, and I go in chronological order of what happens in the episode and just my notes and my initial thoughts. So anyway, let's get into it with my favorite Team Shannon, my queen, Shannon Storm Spador. I love her so much. Yay! They were playing their like tag football game, and of course, queen of a costume, she came out with her like full football getup, which I love. I love that about Shannon. I love that she's always down to dress up. I also said, I know you guys didn't like my take on the Gina Jenn situation, but I stand by it. I actually really liked what Tamara had to say about the Gina Jenn situation. Just saying that like she understood both sides of their, and that's, I feel like what I was saying, but apparently people did not take it that way. I just felt like, sorry, the lighting is changing too. It's getting really stormy. It's getting Miss Shannon Storm Spador out there. So, but yeah, I just agree with Tamara. Like, I see both sides. I don't know. I see both sides. I appreciate that they talked it out at the flag football game. You know, they got into it a little bit, but I feel like they understood each other. Like, Gina's going through a lot with Travis, and I think Jen's going through a lot because unfortunately she has had to rely on a man her whole life. She's still relying on a man because she's relying on her boyfriend Ryan. So it's like, she's still relying on a man and she's going through it with that. So like, have like a little sympathy. My next point I said was Alexis is trying so hard with the John thing. The like, we have sex 3 times a day and all that is just, it's like, okay, we get it. TMI, we don't need to know. Also, I feel like she's just saying it because she's trying to get a rise out of Shannon. I just feel like she's like way overdoing it. I saw a funny meme that was like, no one sticks up harder for a toxic man than his girlfriend or whatever, and then it was like a picture of Alexis. It was so funny. Also, I put watching Housewives play football is hilarious, even though it was like flag football, but them like tackling each other and them being like, this is like touch football, it's not that serious. Like them just tagging. I don't know. I don't think any Housewives series has played like quite that intense of a sports game. So it was just funny to watch them do that. The convo between Jenn and Gina is great. I'm hoping they're moving forward from this. I liked the conversation. I felt like they heard each other, hopefully. I'm sure something will happen that'll trigger Gina again, but like, I just think that like, it's really sad, honestly. Like I'm kind of glad that like Jenn was like, I've always had to rely on my ex-husband and now I'm relying on Ryan. Like she doesn't really have an identity outside of the men in her life, and so it's like, have a little sympathy for that. It's like she clearly is struggling, especially since like Gina went through a lot of similar things. It's like, I know y'all are gonna hate me for saying that because God forbid I have like empathy or sympathy for anybody on the show, but anyway, it's starting to rain. That's why it's so damn dark. You'd think I'm filming this at night, but I'm actually filming this at like 2 in the afternoon. So, but it's that dark outside. I wrote, Alexis is truly stealing Shannon's whole life. Her bringing out her golden retriever that looks like, or whatever it is, that looks exactly like Archie. She's just stealing her whole life by like, we go to the same gym. I have her boyfriend, dog, like, oh my gosh. It's very weird, psycho, what do you call it? Like crazy single white female type of behavior. Is that what it's called? Like something like that. Also, we got to see Sutton. I love the crossover of the Housewives. Really fun to see, especially like Beverly Hills and Orange County are so close geographically. So it's fun to see the crossover. Also, total revelation, didn't realize that Gina's husband worked for Sutton, or I looked up an article that said that it says, I know Sutton before Sutton's ex-husband, or I know Sutton because of Sutton's ex-husband, because he's the president of the mutual fund company where Matt worked, where her ex-husband worked. So that was a total revelation to me. Did not know that. I didn't even really know they were friends, but I really didn't know, because usually they'll bring people on and they'll be like, yeah, we're friends, but it's like, you know, for TV, we're friends, you know, whatever. But it's like, no, they're really like, they know each other because of their husbands kind of work together, sort of. I guess it makes sense too, because I remember when Gina first got on the show, I think her husband, yeah, had like an apartment in LA or whatever that he basically lived at. So I guess that makes sense now that he was going to LA all the time. Katie was talking about Heather being weird to her and pretending like she didn't know her, but then she liked a photo and then Heather tagged her in the photo, which I thought Heather tagging her, I'm like, that is really odd, but also I'm like, on the other end, I'm like, was it a boomer moment where she like clicked the wrong thing and like accidentally tagged her and she doesn't even know? I have no idea. Like, I just thought that was weird. I'm like, yeah, it's weird, but also is Heather just kind of just click something and then, you know, one thing leads to another? I don't know. I'll be interested to see how Heather reacts to that. She's probably gonna be like confused, like what? I think it's gonna be a boomer moment where it's like, oops, press the wrong button. And then I guess I watched the first few minutes of the this week's episode, and Katie was talking about how she had proof that the whole pictures of Heather and her husband at Disneyland last year were like staged and fake, and she like got the paparazzi to come take photos of them. Also, then it ends with like partially ends with Emily talking to Shane. And what's frustrating about Shane is I feel like he's come so far in the show. Like, he in the beginning was like an ass and you just kind of hated him. Like, he's rude to his wife, he's rude to all the other women, and like it was just annoying. But now I feel like he's so much more likable, but he still has these moments where I get frustrated for Emily, because I'm like, how do you not get, like, I don't know, she probably does, but it's like, I would just be mad at him like when you're trying to have a serious conversation, like all he does is just joke around and like doesn't take anything seriously, or like doesn't really seem like he's fully taking it in. It's like, why? Like, I understand you want to be like funny, but there's like a time and the place to be funny, and you're just like kind of being a jerk. So then it really ends with Travis and Gina. They're moving Travis out of the house. I'm still a little confused. Like, I understand, but I don't with the Gina situation. Her kicking him out, because she said at the football game it had to do with she felt she wanted to spend money on her own kids, but then she feels bad not spending money on like his kids too. So then she doesn't do quite as much because she wants it to be like even, and like, but then she feels bad. I don't know. To me, the money thing was weird. And then it's like, we can't afford a house together. I'm just a little confused of what's happening exactly. And he seemed like really pissed to be moving out. So, and it's also got to be hard on like all of their kids to be like moved around so much. It's interesting. I'll be interested to see what happens. And it's weird that they're moving out and kind of moving apart, but staying together. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. I'm still confused on what the root is. Like, I understand his ex-wife is like making it hard to get divorced, but I don't understand the moving out and getting their own places at the same time. So anyway, that was all of my notes for this week. Be nice, or at least pleasant to an extent, in the comments. And yeah, I'll see ya next week for another video, unless I completely regret posting this video. So the choice is yours. Do you want to continue to see these videos or not? Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing, all that jazz. I'll see you next week. We'll see. Maybe. I don't know. Probably though. Bye.